Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is main man, Rich Too Bad. I hope each and every one of you is having a blessed, wonderful day today, wherever you are in the universe. If you watched a couple of videos back, I was explaining to you why I had this car and I don't have Betty White anymore. So today is the day I thought I'll go ahead and just explain to you guys why I don't have Betty White anymore. But as you can see, guys, this is my 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 6. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more so you can see it there. There you go. Boom, guys. And this car is a full electric vehicle, guys, full electric. And I'm going to explain to you in a minute. I just want to give you guys a quick run around. If you haven't seen these cars, you may have seen them, don't know what they are, but this is exactly what it is, guys. This is a full electric EV Hyundai Ioniq 6, made in Korea, full electric. So it does kind of have some similarities to a Porsche, Saab in the back, but yeah, guys, this is actually a nice little car, guys, to have, guys. So the reason why I got that car is because 2 weeks before my dad passed away, I was home in Albany, Georgia, which is South Georgia. If you know, you know. And we were sitting at Waffle House, and someone pulled up in a Tesla. And my dad's a car guy, so we just started talking about cars and the evolution of how cars have come from, carburetors to fuel injections. Now we're into, electric vehicles. So that was one of the last memories that we actually had a serious conversation, or just talking about. So at the time I had the 19 Charger, and living in Atlanta, everybody has a Charger in Atlanta. So I wanted to find something different. I wanted to be different from everybody else, because I was just like, man, it's just so many Chargers and Challengers here in Atlanta. And I wanted to get something different. So I wanted to see what the EV world was like. So I didn't want to get a Tesla because everybody had to. I would have been in that same boat with a Tesla. So I had my oldest cousin, he's an engineer for Hyundai. And at the time, he was telling me how Hyundai was about to introduce some EVs to the US market to compete with Tesla. So I said, okay, I went to go look, just wait for those cars to come over here, because they have to make these cars made in Korea. So, I got on the internet, just started looking around to see who was going to get them here in Atlanta. And lo and behold, the dealership in Cummings, Georgia had one. So I ended up taking the RT up there, the Charger. And, I kind of test drove the car. I kind of liked it. I did my research before I got the car. I did all my homework, so to make sure that I wasn't going to have any kind of, regrets of letting this car go for this EV. And I hate the EV, and I wish I had, the Charger back. So I did my homework on that, guys. So lo and behold, went up to the dealership, and they offered me $24,000 on a trade-in for my 19 RT. This is in 2023. I bought this car July 1st of 2023. Like I said, this car is a 2023. So they offered me $24,000 for trading in my RT. I was like, okay. I bought my Charger used in February of 2020, before COVID broke out. I bought it from Don Jackson Dodge in like Union City, someplace down there in Atlanta, south of Atlanta. And I bought it for 27. So it was a no-brainer for me to go ahead and trade that Charger in to get this Hyundai Ioniq 6. And not only that, they also said whatever I owed, and I only owed like $10,000 on the RT Charger. They paid the rest of that loan off for me with the trade-in as well. So worked out great for me, and my payments wasn't as much, and my insurance went down when I bought this car. So, and when I first got this car, people didn't know what kind of car it was. I mean, everywhere I went, people were stopping me, asking me like, where is this car? What kind of car is this? I tell everybody, it's a Hyundai, And when I tell people this is a full electric car, they're like, wow, this is a full electric car? I was like, yeah, there's competition on the market. Teslas aren't the best cars, I'm gonna tell you that now. It's just like, having an iPhone and Samsung. Everybody thinks the iPhones are quote unquote the best phone ever made, but there are other better phones out there in the market. You know, you just have to do your research and do your homework. So lo and behold, I traded in Baby White for the Ioniq 6 EV. Now, I know what you guys are gonna say. Man, you really gave up your Hemi for EV? Yes, I did. And I was in a couple Hemi Dodge forums. I sent pictures, man, and everybody on that forum clowned me. I wish I should have screenshotted all the comments, right? Because I knew what Richard was gonna do was Richard was gonna purchase that vehicle you see sitting in the back of that garage. I knew that's what I wanted to get. That was my dream car, and that was my goal. So yes, my dad always told me, in life, you may have to take 10 steps back to go 5 steps forward. I took those 10 steps back, but I went 100 steps forward when I got that Z06, because I knew that was coming. So, and the reason why I was able to get that Z06 so soon was because this car actually saved me more money by not having to put gas, oil changes, transmission fluid. I don't have to worry about none of that, because this car is basically a zero maintenance car. Now, I just spent, in the 2 years that I've had it, I just spent $1,600, and that's just because I have over 30,000 miles on this car, and I had to buy brand new tires. That's really it, tires and brakes. And I don't really have to use the brakes because it has regenerative braking, to where I don't even have to put my foot on the brake pedal. The car will slow itself down because it has all the sensors and stuff in front of it. So, got here fly. So yes, this car has actually saved me way more money. And I'm gonna say this, the first year I got this car, I actually saved $2,000, almost $2,500, not having to put gas in it, because when I bought this car, Hyundai gave me 2 years of free charging with Electrify America. And they have their own little charger stations. Usually they're in front of like Walmart's or Targets. So lo and behold, man, this was probably my best investment to help me get this investment a lot faster. Yeah, I'm 42, but yes, I got my dream car. Some people get their dream cars early in life, some get them in the middle of their life, and some get them, you know, later in life. But at the end of the day, it's all about getting your dream car and working hard to get what you want in life. So that's how I was able to get the Z06. I'm sorry, the Ioniq 6, because like I said, that was the last conversation me and my dad had together, was EVs. And then somebody pulled up while we were still eating in the Waffle House in an older Corvette. And I remember he was sitting there saying, you know, how he wanted to get a Corvette, and I made a joke with him about saying how my mom was gonna have to come in the garage and pick him up off the ground because his vet sits so low, and he was, you know, 70 at the time. No, he was 68. 68 at the time. And I was just made that joke. So he ended up not getting a vet around that time. He ended up getting a 428 2016 BMW 6-speed manual twin turbo. So he was happy with that, guys. So he, like I said, I miss him. I wish he was here to see the Z06, because I know he would have loved it. He loved my Charger. When I got my Charger, man, he loved driving that. You know, when I took it home, he loved it. He was going to get a Challenger, because, you know, Challengers are the only ones that had the manual. You can get them in the manuals, but he had to have a stick, guys. He had to have a stick. So he wanted a Challenger, but he ended up getting the BMW a better deal on the BMW. And plus, he was a BMW guy, because, you know, all my entire life, that's all he'd been driving was just nothing but BMW. So, but yeah, guys, I just wanted to give you this video. I don't want to make it too long, guys, but yeah, man, that's my Hyundai Ioniq 6. Maybe I'll go into another video, do some in-depth review, show you guys some features and things of that nature, guys. But before I go, I want to thank all of my new subscribers who have been subscribing to the channel. I didn't even check my subscribers, and I think I was at maybe 2,500. Now I'm up to 4,000 subscribers. So I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to the channel, who's been with me and all my OGs who've been with me since Betty White, man. You know, when I was doing those DIY mods in my garage right here, I can't do these DIY mods on this Z06, but for all my day one supporters, man, you know, man, I appreciate y'all. But I just want to give y'all this real quick video of why I got rid of my 19RT Charger and I owned a Hyundai Ioniq 6, guys. But till the next video, guys, keep God first, stay prayed up, stay blazed up, guys. To the next one, guys.